You wake up, but your mind is already drowning. Thoughts collide like a storm inside your skull, scattered, restless, and heavy. You reach for your phone, scrolling mindlessly, feeling your focus slip away like sand between your fingers. Hours pass, yet you accomplish nothing. The day ends, and the cycle repeats. You tell yourself tomorrow will be different, but deep down, you know it won't. This isn't just a bad habit. It's a war for your mind, your clarity, and your very existence. And right now, you're losing. But not because the enemy is stronger. No, the enemy is within. It's the fog that clouds your judgment, the emotions that control your actions, the distractions that enslave you. It is the weakness that has taken root in your soul. But what if I told you that the ancients discovered a way out? A path that cuts through the confusion like a blade, forging an unshakable mind, one that sees through deception, controls impulses, and stands firm in any storm. This is not some modern self-help nonsense. This is war strategy for the soul, and those who master it, they walk through life with the confidence of a king and the sharpness of a warrior. The world has designed a cage for your mind, and most people never escape. They spend their lives enslaved by their thoughts, by their emotions, by their fears. But a few, a rare few, break free. They awaken. They see reality for what it is, not through the distorted lens of anxiety, impulse, or desire. They move with precision, speak with purpose, and think with clarity. This is Stoicism, the philosophy of warriors, emperors, and the unbreakable. If you have the courage to embrace it, you will no longer be a slave to your emotions, no longer be controlled by the noise of the world. You will become untouchable. You will become dangerous. But be warned, this journey is not for the weak. It will demand everything from you. It will strip away your illusions and force you to face yourself. The question is, are you ready? If so, then keep watching, because what comes next will change everything. Subscribe now, because this is just the beginning. Destroying the chaos in your mind. Your mind is at war, and you don't even realize it. Every second, you are bombarded by thoughts that are not your own, emotions that twist your perception, distractions designed to break your focus. The modern world has turned your mind into a battlefield, and yet you walk through life unarmed, defenseless, unaware of the silent enemy dragging you into mental oblivion. You feel it, don't you? The exhaustion, the fog, the inability to think clearly. You try to focus, but your thoughts scatter like ashes in the wind. You seek control, but emotions tighten their grip around your throat like an unseen hand. You want clarity, yet your mind is drowning in a sea of noise. This is not an accident. This is the world's design. A mind that is weak, distracted, and easily manipulated is a mind that is easy to control. And if you don't fight back, if you don't reclaim your mind, you will spend your life as a puppet, moving through existence without ever truly living. But what if I told you that there is a way out, a way to silence the noise, cut through the fog, and take back the throne of your own mind? This is the path of the Stoics, a path that has been walked by warriors, emperors, and the unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius, the last great emperor of Rome, ruled an empire while facing war, betrayal, and death at every turn. And yet, through all of it, his mind remained unshaken, untouched by fear or chaos. Why? Because he mastered the art of clarity. He understood that the mind is the only thing you truly own, and if you cannot control it, you control nothing. He wrote to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But most people will never realize this. They will live and die as slaves to their own emotions, reacting instead of thinking, obeying instead of ruling. You are either in control of your mind, or the world is in control of you. There is no middle ground, and this is where your battle begins. You must declare war on the distractions, the impulses, the emotions that weaken you. The Stoics knew that clarity is not something you are given. It is something you earn through discipline, through self-mastery, through an unshakable will to rise above the chaos. Epictetus, born a slave, understood this better than anyone. He had nothing, no wealth, no freedom, no power, but he had his mind. And because he controlled it, he became more powerful than the emperors who ruled over him. If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who insults you, and you don't even realize it. How many times have you let someone else control your emotions? How many times have you been consumed by anger, fear, or anxiety over things you cannot change? The moment you let the world dictate your thoughts, you have already lost. But when you take control, when you learn to master your emotions instead of being enslaved by them, you become unstoppable. This is the truth the world doesn't want you to know. A man with a clear mind cannot be controlled. He cannot be manipulated, cannot be broken, cannot be led astray. The moment you see the world as it truly is, without distortion, without fear, without the weight of unnecessary emotion, you become untouchable. This is why they keep you distracted. This is why they keep your mind fogged. Because if you wake up, if you take back your mind, you will no longer be a pawn, you will be a king. But the path is not easy. It will demand discipline. It will require you to let go of your weaknesses, to strip away every illusion that has been forced upon you. You will have to look in the mirror and see yourself as you truly are, not as you wish to be. Are you ready for that? Or will you continue to live as a prisoner in your own mind? If you are ready to take back control, to sharpen your thoughts like a blade, then stay with me, because this is just the beginning. Subscribe now, because what comes next will change everything. How Stoics think with unbreakable clarity. Your mind is a battlefield, and the enemy is the noise, constant, relentless, and designed to keep you weak. Everyday distractions flood your senses, endless notifications, the pressure of society, the whispers of doubt and fear gnawing at the edges of your mind. You've been conditioned to think this is normal, that your mind should be restless, that you should always be plugged in. But what if I told you that every second of distraction steals a piece of your power? That every moment you let external noise dictate your thoughts, you are giving away control of your life. The Stoics knew the truth. A scattered mind is a weak mind, and a weak mind is easily broken. If you cannot master your own thoughts, you will be enslaved by the thoughts of others. And most people, they live their entire lives like this, reacting instead of acting, consuming instead of creating, drowning in the noise until they no longer know who they are. But you, if you are willing, can escape. You can reclaim your mind, sharpen your focus, and step into a level of power that most people will never know. But to do this, you must understand one thing. Clarity does not come from the world, it comes from within. Marcus Aurelius ruled over the largest empire on earth, but he did not seek clarity in power, wealth, or the opinions of others. He sought it in silence, in solitude, in the disciplined mastery of his own thoughts. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is where you must go, to the depths of your own mind, where no noise can reach you, where no outside force can shake you. But most people are too afraid to face themselves in that silence. They distract themselves to avoid the truth, filling every empty moment with noise because they fear what they might find in the quiet. The Stoics, however, embraced it. They understood that a man who can sit alone with his own thoughts, without fear, without distraction, is a man who cannot be controlled. When you master silence, you master yourself. When you master yourself, you master life. This is the turning point. Either you continue as you are, letting the world dictate your mind, or you take back control. You begin by cutting the excess, the meaningless distractions, the mindless consumption the endless chatter that weakens your focus. You train your mind like a blade, sharpening it through discipline, through control, through relentless awareness of your thoughts. You replace noise with knowledge, impulse with intention, reaction with purpose. You do not allow the world to manipulate your emotions, to dictate your state of mind. You choose clarity, you choose power, you choose to become untouchable. But this path is not for everyone. It will demand sacrifice. It will demand that you step away from the illusions that comfort you and face the brutal reality of who you are. Are you ready for that? Or will you remain among the weak, lost in the fog of distraction? If you are ready, then keep watching, because what comes next will transform you. The weak won't make it to the end. Break them or remain a slave forever. You think you are in control, but you're not. Your emotions rule you like a tyrant, dragging you from one extreme to another, making you weak, vulnerable, and easily broken. One insult, and you explode in anger. One setback, and you drown in self-doubt. One loss, and you spiral into despair. You are not thinking, you are reacting. And as long as you react, you will never be free. The Stoics understood this brutal truth. A man enslaved by his emotions is a man who will never taste true power. He will live his life at the mercy of the world, a puppet pulled by unseen strings, unable to stand firm because the storm inside him is too strong. This is why you feel lost, why your mind is clouded, why your soul is restless, because you are fighting a war within yourself and you are losing. But there is a way out, a way to break free, a way to silence the chaos and reclaim the one thing that is truly yours, your mind. The first step is understanding this. Your emotions are not reality. They are distortions. They twist your perception, make you believe things that are not true, and cloud your judgment like a thick fog. Marcus Aurelius knew this well. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Think about that. Nothing outside of you has power unless you give it power. Not an insult, not a failure, not even fear itself. You are the one who decides whether these things control you or whether you control them. But most people never realize this. They spend their lives at the mercy of their feelings, chasing happiness like a drug, running from pain like a coward, never once stopping to ask, what if I could simply choose to be unaffected? Because that is the true power of Stoicism, the ability to remain unshaken in the face of anything, to look at anger, fear, sadness, and temptation and say, "You do not control me." That is when you become truly dangerous. That is when you become unstoppable. But this path demands discipline. It demands that you strip away your weakness, that you look in the mirror and confront the truth, that you have been your own worst enemy all along. The world did not make you weak. Your emotions did. And now you have a choice. You can remain as you are, ruled by impulses, chained by feelings, never in control of your own destiny. Or you can break free. You can take back your mind, master your emotions, and step into a level of clarity and power that most people will never experience. But be warned, this path is not for the faint-hearted. It will force you to let go of every excuse, every comfort, every illusion you've clung to. Are you strong enough for that, or will you remain a slave? If you are ready to break free, to silence the chaos, to reclaim your mind once and for all, then stay with me, because what comes next will change everything. Subscribe now.